Welcome back to the channel, dear viewer. This is going to be a build video of this lovely old Tamiya. To be honest, I should have checked scale mates, but I think this is, I don't know, 96, 99, 2000, something like that. If you don't have one of these kits, please get one, because they're absolutely mint. Beautiful little easy Spitfire. Even if you don't like Spitfire, just get it, and it's cheap as chips. Readily available, nice instrument panel. Just get it. Fits together brilliantly well, as we'll see in the upcoming video. This also is part of a series of videos I'm going to be pushing out in the next, not too distant future. Regarding the Luftwaffe's tip and run raids, the so-called tip and run raids. We'll get into that obviously as we carry on, but this is going to be 310 Squadron, the Czech Squadron. And we all know about Tamiya Decals and the actual codes aren't in there, obviously. So I do have these extra decal sets. So we're going to be using, whether you use the kit roundels, these roundels, other roundels, them roundels, I don't know. We'll have to just cobble the markings up, and we'll see how we get on. I do happen to have a Edward seatbelt kicking about, so that'll get thrown in. Not D-Day, thank you. Yeah, it's just a great little kit, this. I just absolutely, it really is. There's the Tamiya decals. I mean, they look okay, but as you know, they're like cardboard. So I don't think, I might use the, I think I used the stencils, a couple of the stencils. Did I use a stencil? I think I used a stencil lettering, right, and painted the actual, like the walkways. Do you know what? I'm editing this after the event, and I'll have to go through the video to remind myself what I actually did. We're going through a warm summer here in the UK, and everything's slowing down, so consequently modelling slows down as well. And of course there's a World Cup on, which is takes precedent, of course. But anyway, back to this little Tamiya kit. Readily available, as I've said. Get them at shows, get them anywhere. Just go and get one. If you haven't got one, go and get one. Actually, all the kits in this range that Tamiya released in the early 2000s, late 90s are great. You know that anyway, I don't need to tell you. So on with it then. It's easy. There's a couple of things that you could do if you wanted to. This is one of them. The back plate of the seat is a little bit thick. You could either replace it with a bit of sheet metal, sheet brass or copper if you've got that, or a bit of plasticard, or just do the skin flint way, the cheap way, and just rub it down. Various grits of micromesh paper and some sticks, and we keep doing it. We keep doing this until we get something that's not quite like that. As you can see, one the top of that panel is thicker than the bottom. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have shown that, but there you go. We're just going to lighten up the holes, lightning holes in the back frame. It's probably, you don't need to do any of this really. Just something to do, and it makes it look a bit more presentable. While the basics are being built here, I don't need to tell you what I'm doing here. Let's talk a little bit about 310 Squadron. 310 is part of 3 squadrons, 310, 311, 312, manned by Czech personnel, formed at the beginning of the Battle of Britain. July the 10th, 1940, up at Duxford. During the battle, of course, they formed part of the Duxford Big Wing, and then thereon after the battle, then they performed channel sweeps over from the south coast of England. Right, that's, well, what we're interested in, to be honest with you, is from around about May 42, early 42, I think it was then. They were based in RAF Exeter, which is where we come in, which is where our interest starts to peak a little bit more. Because as you know, I've got a particular interest in Southwest aviation. It's a bit blurry, that. I really should sort that out, really. Does it sharpen up? No, it doesn't sharpen up. These are air scale dials, and they're an absolute pain in the bum. I think I would only use them now on 32 scale. They're a little bit too small. You don't really gain much out of it, to be honest, at 48 scale, but I did give it a go. Yeah, going back to Southwest Aviation, Sways. As you know, or you don't know, I got a little Facebook channel, and I'm really interested in all things Southwest Aviation. We have a SIG, which I run SIG, and we will be in Telford in November. So, well, we'll talk about that obviously nearer the time. Now, this the so-called tip and run raids fit perfectly in with the interest of Southwest Aviation in scale, because although the raids were carried out all along the south coast, I feel that the Southwest particularly got a raw deal out of them due to lots of reasons. Unpreparedness is possibly one. Being a bit of a sleepy backwater could be another, although it was quite pretty much in the face of the western approaches. So we got a coastal command was very strong in the southwest, but these raids carried out by the Luftwaffe were particularly indiscriminate. We'll talk about this later on, but coming in low and fast, no radar could pick the aircraft up. So these lads in 310 Squadron, for instance, had little or no time to get airborne and get on with it and get defending the area. I'm going to put a link down below. There is some absolutely brilliant footage, video of this aircraft actually, and the rest of the 310 Squadron at Exeter, and it's fantastic. I'm going to put a link down below. I've got I think it's real colour as well, so not AI slop colorized, but it's really good. And there's a couple of things on this aircraft which I picked up from that video, which we'll talk about possibly, if I remember to, at the end of the video. This aircraft obviously is a Spitfire. This is a 5B, Mark 5B. Now, at the end of 41 or beginning of 41, and Mark 5s were pretty on it. They were pretty could cope with most things that the enemy could throw at us. But by this time, they were starting to struggle quite a bit, and by mid 44, early 44, 310, 11 and 12 had moved on to Spitfire 9s, which gave it a bit more of a punch and a bit more able to cope with demands of flying, obviously, and a bit stronger armament, and a bit faster, obviously, and a bit longer legs. And then for D-Day, 310, 311 and 312 were operating fighter bomber operations in support of the landings, and by the war's end they were all transferred back to Czechoslovakia and all became part of the new Czech Air Force, which is kind of cool. So if we want to just check out this wing route, I've been trying to say that for 3 minutes now and I can't get my words out. Yeah, so the fit on this aircraft model is so great. Even though it's getting quite old now, it still stands up. Still stands up. Look at that wing route there, it's lovely. Still stands up as an excellent model, excellent kit. And like I say, if you haven't got one, go and get one. There's the Mark 1 as well, is just as good, obviously. Same kit, just different wing a little bit. And cannons on a Mark 1, of course. I built a couple of these now. Great mojo builders. It's the type of kit that if you're at a loose end, you could probably get this done in a weekend, to be honest. If you're at a loose end or you're a bit flat with your modelling, you could break out one of these and you'd just love it, and it'd be great. And I think I need to stop advertising for Tamiya now. I've just I think that's enough. There's just one little bit of filler needed for me. Now, the first time, as I say, I've built this kit a couple of times, and it's the first time I remember putting any filler there. So it might have been me, might have been like a sprue nib I didn't clean off. I'm not quite sure why that was there, but anyway, a bit of perfect plastic putty, bit of water, gone. Never see it again. Don't have to worry about it. Jobs are good. So we're just going to prep for paint now. I'm using just a wipe, IPA wipe. My mate gets them from his work. He works as a delivery driver in a supermarket, and he gets me these little to get me these bags of wipes. Really strong, but yeah, clean up nicely. Primed. You didn't need to see me priming. Mr. Surfacer 1500 standard. Rub down with some micro mesh. Nice join, no seams, nice wing root. There you go, just if you didn't know, there it is. No rivets. If you like rivets, you have to put them in, but you know, that's here nor there. It really is personal preference. We're going to be using Mr. Colour. The skies for the band and the spinner, and obviously these are the camouflage colours. That'll all be thinned with Mr. Leveling Thinner, and because it being a Czech aircraft, I need to. There's the band, fuselage band, and the wingtip. What do you call them? But they're called something. Wingtip yellow markings. Good grief! I didn't do myself any favours there, did I? You can tell none of this is scripted. You know, it's just off the hoof. Anyway, check markings. So here we go. That is just a compass cut. A cheapy, crappy plastic compass cutter I've got. I really would like a display cutter, but it's just in it. That's why it's not quite a circle. But you know, these are all. I'm going to say mine was hand painted. So obviously we start off with white. I've shown you the colours we're using, which are the Tamiya lacquer colours, which are great, flash off quick, hard wearing, good colours. Nothing special about these colours. These literally are what they are: red, white, and blue. It's a bit of a see how nice and smooth that paint is. I'm kind of pleased with that look. Smooth, even though demarcation might have leave something to be improved. And there you go. So this is this kind of thing is pretty easy, but on a finished painted surface like I'm doing here, it's a little bit squeaky bum time. I'd nearly bought a decal sheet, to be honest, but considering I'm probably only going to be building one Czech aircraft this year, I thought I'd let's just spray them and go for it. So there you go. So if you didn't see that, if you missed that one, here's the other one. There you go. A Czech roundel. I didn't show the spraying because I didn't think it was really necessary. You've seen people spray before. Right, now then, let's talk Edward Decals, shall we? These are Edward Decals, but these are the old Edward Decals. And I know I'm going to talk about Edward Decals, and people talk about it all the time, and we know they're absolute, insert your own word, but the old ones, we forget what we've had taken off us. We forget what what's been missed. These older Edward Decals, which are badging, I don't even think these are aircraft. I think these were still theirs. Absolutely fab. Absolutely brilliant. Painted my own walkways, as you can see. I did do that. I do remember doing that now. And I used the Tamiya writing as cut that back and then put them on. So these went down absolutely superbly. Usual story is, with set and soul, and just worked on them. The fuselage roundel as well. Absolutely, look at that. Absolutely went sucked straight in. Fantastic. Now we've got to mess about with the ones that we've got now. We will talk about that in a future video. Look, you can see how much that's sucked into that detail. Excellent. So there's with the codes on. I've got a little bit of silvering on the serial number. Hopefully you won't see it. I can see it, but I'm not going to point it out. They were from Venture. So the codes are extra decal. This has got another coat of gloss just to give a little protection. So the codes are extra decal. The serials are Venture, which aren't brilliant, but they're the right ones. And the roundels and the fin flash are Edward. So a bit of a mix and match process, but looking great. I know you don't have to use a gloss for decaling, but I just like the feel of the model in my hand when it's glossed. It's so much better than not. Anyway, so we're going to go back to the future here a little bit. A flory wash. Fancy that. Now, I don't think I've ever had a flory wash on the channel before. I used to use them, maybe like you, used to use them kind of when I came back into the hobby many years ago, well, a few years ago now, and went away from it. Tried to run down the fancy route of enamels and all sorts of different ways of doing pan line washes, and you just or everything. I've been searching. I've been searching all this time to go back to how I used to model. I couldn't remember, and then Jason said, "Well, what? Just get a flory wash on it," and he's absolutely right. Jason of Champion Scale Model fame, and he's absolutely right. Well, I'm not going to tell you how to apply a flory wash. You know how to do that. You should do. If you don't, you just slap it on, let it dry with a hairdryer, and then take it off with a bit of a damp cloth. Absolutely bob on. And as a base for weathering, absolutely, yeah, it's fine. Brilliant. Can be a bit messy, of course, if you get the wash all over your hands, but that's with a VMS satin finish. I kind of get used to using VMS now, so really it's just high pressure, hose it on, wet. There you go. Look, hose it on. No finesse whatsoever. Let it dry naturally. Give it a couple of days. There you go. So now we're on to a bit of weathering. This kind of technique you've seen. There's nothing new. I think I've said in my videos before, there's nothing new. It's all been done. You ain't going to learn much. But I just hope you enjoy the videos. And so we're using a bit of a dust oil. These are Abtalon. I think this is dust, and I think I got sepia on there. I know everyone loves Starship Filth, which is fine and it's great, but I kind of like the sepia because it's a little bit warmer. Having said that, I think this might even be Starship Filth. Maybe I should have shown which ones I was using to remind myself rather than to remind you guys. So during this time frame, from around 42 to 44, although the Czech squadrons were based at Exeter, primarily, you would have had detachments jumping around a lot of satellite airfields around the area, so such as Warmwell, Bolt Head, which is in just off Salcombe, if you know South Devon at all. Just on the top of the hill there was RAF Bolt Head, which saw a lot of action. That actually deserves its own series of videos, to be honest, and that might be, I've just thought of next year's project. That could be interesting. Yeah, and I think they were down in Harrowby as well. And they cover other places. Down Perranporth was another one that they would have flown from. So they're well used to flying over the southwest. So you'd think that at some point some of them guys would have had a bit of R&R in my hometown of Torquay. So It's all sways related. This is what we're all about. Sways related. As I say, this is a series of videos. So I've got this Spitfire, this Mark V. I've got another Spitfire coming. We've also gonna have a BF-109, and count them. I did go a bit obsessed with it. I do apologise. You don't have to watch them, of course. It'd be great if you did. But I've got 3 190s to come. Just think of that, eh? God blimey. So we will talk about it a bit more. But just for this time being, let me just jab this oil paint in around the wings to roughen up the dirty up the surface. We've got a bit of I think this is Starship. Do you know what? I've watched a lot of football since I've built this and filmed it and narrating it, and I can't remember what colour that is. Silly me, I should have put up what it was. Anyway, that is a darker, shall we say. It's either going to be, I think it's probably a sepia, to be honest. It looks kind of warmish. So the exhaust, we're just going to play around with the exhaust. A couple of the little bit of techniques I'm trying out to get that that kind of staining. So that is just again just dusty, just that dusty oil. As you can see in the card there, I don't use many colours. Would be dust, sepia, and Starship filth. Maybe the engine oil, the glossy one from Abtalung. This is just blending and jabbing and blending and jabbing, and over there it looks bloody awful at the minute, I must admit. But I do get it to calm down. It was I was a little bit, oh no, what have I done here? But yeah, trying to melt the model. Keep working it, and eventually it comes round, and it isn't too bad. It's better on the other side, I've got to admit. So if you like all this kind of nonsense, just drop us a little subscribe and a little like, and it just helps the algorithm, something about algorithms, getting it out to people, so more people can see it, and more people can get interested in British aviation and Southwest aviation, and all a bit of self-promotion. As you know, all this YouTube nonsense is. So we've just got landing lights. I always get I've always got to check. I've still, after all these years doing it, I've still got to check which side is red and which side is green. And I think as you get older, I have to keep on checking more and more and more. Probably less said about that, the better, I think. Exhaust going on now. The colour exhaust started off as a brown, and then we used a couple of blacks, and then we used VMS matte, of course, a couple of darker washes, and I think they come out alright. In the video, which I'm going to drop a link to, they're decidedly orange. Check that out, and also check out the gun port covers. They are grey in the video. Check them out. I'll drop a link in down below. So let me know how we got on, and I'll see you, dear viewer, on the next video, which won't be RAF, and certainly won't be a Spitfire.